Good morning, interwebs. It's 11:27. I'm up and around and things, and my day started off on a decent note. So this is overly exciting, but I went to make my coffee, and we grind it fresh-ish in here, and this makes two pots of coffee's worth of grounds. But I didn't think I had any left in there, so I went to open it up, thinking, oh no, I gotta make the coffee, and blah, 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 and then there was a pot's worth left. It's way too exciting. It's not like grinding coffee is super difficult, but I think it's that I feel like I beat the system when I get up and think I have to do it, and then it's not there. So then it's like, ooh, see, I'm the winner, because there was coffee already ground. So now I'm gonna put the coffee and all its things in the coffee pot and make myself some delicious, delicious coffee. Well, it is 3:25, and I don't think I'm going to bed yet. I'm not really sleepy, but I thought I would show you what I've been doing this evening before I all of a sudden get super sleepy, and then I don't want to show you. I'm trying to turn my lights up so you can see better. Ah, there we go. Anyways, this evening, I was doing some prototyping. The best part about prototyping things for my shop is it means I get to make stuff for myself. So this is the first thing. It's a big blanket bag, and I made it because I needed a bag that served this function, and I'm testing out some sizing. So this has all of my scrap stash blanket. These are all of the finished strips in the bottom. And then these two bags have scraps to go into it. So that all fits in there. Then this, and that was prototype number 1. And then this is a blanket bag that's slightly smaller out of the rest of this fabric that I had. And it has the yarn and stuff to make the Sands of Change. So this is like a smaller Afghan bag. So I like that for blankets and stuff, because I feel like I want to put those kind of projects in a project bag so that they don't get all like cat furred and tore up and stuff, as I have previously had issues with. However, they're huge, and that makes it a problem. Also, I don't want to make a standard bag for them that I use, because I don't want that bag to take up a lot of space when I'm done with it. Like when it's, between use, I don't want a really thick, gigantic bag. I also don't want to take up a lot of room in the meantime, because if I'm packing projects to go somewhere, you don't want to waste a lot of room with the bag. So I think these are going to be a good solution. Just tinkering around size a little. I also made one of these, which is kind of random. It looks like a pillow. It'd just be so nice to just lay your head on. It contains, this has 2 skeins Super Saver in it. So these are probably going to become a thing, but you can fit several of these. The width of those blanket bags is the same width as this. So you can fit 2 or 3 of these, which can contain the full skeins of the acrylic, and you can pull from the center, and then they'll just kind of squoosh within the bag and stay contained. You can have a couple of those to help with blanket management. So that this was not what I was originally starting out with this, but again, kind of like I like to listen to the yarn, I listened to the fabric, and that's what it became. So that was an enjoyable evening of sewing and stuff. Then the other project I've worked on today has been some more of what was going to be a Havana shirt dress, and now it's turning into a sweater. So I finished crocheting the bottom. This is an entire Karen Big Cake, and now this is some Lion Brand Heartland, and I'm starting to put in the top. So the stripey bit comes to just under my bust, and then I'm starting the top to cover the rest of it, because otherwise it's just like a scarf for my stomach, and that's weird. So I've been doing that. I've spent my evening, entertainment-wise, I was listening to a bunch of stuff from PodCon, which was a podcasting convention that was held last year, and I actually just got my remote attendance tickets for this year's yesterday, day before, so it'll be held in, oh gosh, is it January? I think it's January. It's just after the new year, in Oregon, Washington. It's in Portland or Seattle. I don't remember, because I'm not going, so it doesn't really matter where it's going to be. But I signed up last year for their Indiegogo campaign and got the remote attendance. So basically they took the convention and all of the panel discussions and all the shows and things they did, and since they were all podcasters doing it, they recorded it all, and then for a lower fee, you could just get all the files and listen to the whole convention. Which, for somebody who does not want to attend a convention full of people, that's the best way to convention. I wish more conventions did a remote attendance where you could, like, see or at least hear all the panel discussions, even if you're not going to go. And even if you went to the convention, like, there's so many panels going on at a time at a convention that you don't get to, like, see everything you'd want to see. So I think that it's a really cool idea. But anyways, I was listening to those, and then it randomly made me fall down a, like, this is your life rabbit hole, you know, where you go and, like, search out people that you knew from the past to see what they're up to. And I've done it before on Facebook. I don't Facebook. I only Facebook stalk. No, I don't really do that anymore. Because I just don't like Facebook. But I was looking on Instagram and Twitter, and the people from my past have an interesting history, because if you look at the people I went to elementary school with, I was in an accelerated class that was kind of kept together through most years. And so that class of people has a bunch of, like, surgeons and a couple of, like, lawyers and professors and lots of social workers, which is just kind of an interesting thing. And then in college, I was on student government, and so I worked with a bunch of people who are, like, doing stuff in California legislative-wise and who are super involved in social justice issues and, like, people getting stuff done. And then I was also on the editorial board of the award-winning paper at my college. And so, like, people I worked with on the paper are doing stuff and, like, managing editors at NPR stations and craziness. And then I found that one of the guys, who was a photographer actually when I was copy editor, he has, like, a giant YouTube channel. Well, giant to me. It has, like, 136,000 people. He has a YouTube channel about mountain biking, and it's not bad, and he hasn't changed much in, what has it been, like 12 years? But it was very interesting. Just, yeah, weird. So, I don't know. You never know what you'll find. And I'm at an odd age too, I think, because, like, there are, and background wise, having had one of my majors be journalism, that, like, social media, a lot of the people that I know have a very well documented social media profile. So, I don't know. It's weird, but for all, I'll just tell Steve, I'll text him, be like, so, guess what I found down the rabbit trail tonight? Which usually means, hey, guess who I somehow came across? Weird. I don't know if anybody ever comes across me. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of ways too, if you know my name and stuff, but I don't know. And if they did, what they would think. I imagine there'd be lots of, like, eye rolling and really that's what she's doing about my life. But I don't know. When I was telling Steve that I found all these people, and I was like, you know, kind of commenting on what some of them were doing, he said, just remember how much you like being a family. And I do. So, like, I don't want any of these people's lives. I just think it's interesting to see, especially when you look at people who, like, you grew up with, how different, vastly different your lives can turn out. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go and finish listening to the podcast I'm listening to and work a little bit more on that sweater, because I'm just one more rowing pretty hard at this point. And then hopefully go to bed in the next, like, hour. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.